Hey y'all, ahlan wa sahlan, bienvenidos, welcome to my channel. It's my first video, as I'm sure you know, because it's the only one you could see on my channel right now, until later. I wanted to start this channel because I've been posting these reflections on my Instagram. So they've been reflections based off of the Bible verses that I post every day. So check out my Instagram at naturallycoty to know and see those Bible verses. They're tied with a theme for the week, and I reflect on that theme. I wanted to share these videos not just on my Instagram channel, on my IGTV, but on other platforms, YouTube, Facebook, other platforms. So started this YouTube channel so that can spread the reflections, but also so I can do other videos, and finally I just like videos and filming and stuff. So in this video, I want to touch on relationships. That was the theme for this week on my Instagram, and here we are, I'm reflecting on it. And these are relationships that's romantic, yeah, but not just romantic, but friendships, family relationships, partnerships, whether business, music, creative partnerships, whatever. These relate to that. And I've been talking with a lot of my friends and just been studying about relationships for the past 2 years, whether through sermons, YouTube videos, books, been reading books, reading the Bible, studying the Bible, what the Bible says about relationships, praying a lot. So after all of that stuff and just conversations, I have been thinking more recently about the relationships that I have. Are they purposeful? Are they godly? Are they healthy? I want to share with you guys and ask you about your relationships and just things that you can reflect on as I'm also reflecting on these questions. So I want to share with you guys 4 questions to ask yourself to determine whether or not the relationships that you are involved in or are pursuing are purposeful, godly, and healthy, as well as 3 reasons why we need godly, purposeful, and healthy relationships. So question number 1. Are the relationships that you're in or pursuing, do they bring you closer to God or farther away? Now, I'm sure you've heard it before, maybe not, but I've heard this a lot of times the past 2 years. But honestly, looking at the relationships that you're involved in, does that person remind you of God? Does that person encourage you to study the Bible, pray? Sorry about any background noise. I'm waiting on my microphone to come in and all the equipment for that. So please be patient with me. Is that person helping you be a better Christian, or is that person pulling you farther away from God? Are you now doing things that you wouldn't have done before you met that person? Are you maybe blurring the lines between sinful living and non-sinful living? Are you making things more acceptable to do, but going past the boundaries that you used to set for yourself? Are you watching movies that you would have said before that you would have never watched because it's inappropriate or causes lust to build up in you? Does it make you act like a person that's different than God calls you to be? Question number 2. Is this person that you're in a relationship with, friendship with, whatever, are they leaving you more confident in yourself, more confident in God? Are they leaving you more confident by building you up, by encouraging you, by supporting you? Or are they leaving you feeling more insecure, feeling more anxious, feeling more unworthy, feeling just not good about you? How are they leaving you feeling about yourself? You can determine this by just looking and thinking back to before this relationship. Were you more confident before you had this relationship? Were you less confident? Are they building you up, encouraging you all the time? Or are they knocking you down, insulting you all the time? Even if it's a joke or not, do you feel encouraged by this person? And do you feel like this person sees you as valuable and worthy or not? Question number 3 to ask yourself: is this person holding you accountable? to who you committed to or to what you committed to. Whether it's to God that you committed your life to, whether it's to this vision or this goal or this dream that you committed to yourself to. Are they holding you accountable to following through, or are they letting you just slip through the cracks? Are they letting you just quit? Are they letting you just not work on those things anymore and move on to the next? Are they asking you, following you up with the goals that you have, the dreams that you have, with your relationship with God, with your relationship with maybe your mom or your other people that you decided to commit to, your relationship with a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whatever? Are they holding you accountable to how you're treating them, how you're acting, all those things? I have a friend who I call every week. We're still doing it. It's been months now, but we call each other every week, talk about our goals for the week, talk about how our week was, and reflect. And she's committed to being my accountability partner because she knew I needed it. And I hope that she knows that I'm hers. So she asks me, like, how are you in your goals? How are you in this financial situation that you wanted to strive in? How are you on achieving this goal and this dream? How are you in music? How are you in this and this? She asks me that every week, or when it comes to her mind, are you achieving the goal that you said you were going to have this week? Those kinds of things to make sure I'm thinking about it. Because for me, I've noticed in myself that I can be a person who's like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to do this. I want to do this. I want to work on it hard, blah, blah, blah. But if I see any challenge or anything coming against me from doing it, or like it's just really harder than I thought, or it's taking longer, or I don't even know if it's good enough, I don't even know if it looks that great, I don't even know, like, is this even worth it? I'm just gonna move on to the next. I literally fill myself with so much doubt. I just convinced myself that maybe this goal that I had isn't worth it, and I end up quitting or moving on to something else that's shinier and looks more fun, or it's just different, and then quitting that last thing and never looking back. Thankfully, she's one who will get on me and be like, girl, you need to go back to that. I don't know why you quit. I don't know why you didn't do it this week. Like, what are you doing? And I'd be like, I have other friends who do that too, and I'm thankful for them. If you're watching, thank you. Question number 4 to ask yourself: are they helping you grow as a person? Are you, as a result of the relationship, nicer? Are you kinder? Are you wiser? Or are they making you worse as a person? Are you meaner than you used to be? Are you more cynical than you used to be? Are you lazier than you used to be? How are you as a person as a result of this relationship? And you can also look at the fruit of the Spirit and to kind of compare as well. So a lot of times, I hear that they say, look at their fruit to know if they're godly, to know if they're, worth having a relationship with. That sounds really bad, so I didn't want to say it, but they say look at their fruit, right? And you think of the fruit of the Spirit, which is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. I don't know if any of y'all learned a song based off of that, but I really did, and that's the only reason I knew all of those. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness. The fruit of the Spirit is faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. If you see that those ingredients of the fruit of the Spirit, and if you see you've grown more in those, if you developed more of those ingredients since you've had this relationship, if that person has those ingredients and you've been able to, they've rubbed off on you in a good way as a good example, great relationship right there. Real healthy, real godly. They're a good influence on you. But if they're making you be the opposite of those things, or you notice that you've become the opposite of those things as a result of the relationship, maybe reconsider that relationship. Obviously, y'all, there are more questions to be had when it comes to relationships. For me, I noticed for specifically romantic relationships, there are more questions to ask. Like, do they have the same values as you? Do they have the same beliefs as you? Those kinds of things. But I wanted to talk about relationships in general. So now to get into the 3 reasons why we need healthy, purposeful, and godly relationships. Not just relationships, because as we discussed earlier, the relationships can knock you down. But specifically why we need godly ones, healthy ones, purposeful ones. The first one is community and companionship. So we see in Genesis 2 and 3 and 1, just in Genesis, right? We see that God is a community himself, 3 persons, right? Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And that's why he refers to himself as we, made in our image, right? In the Bible. In him alone, there's community. and he wants community. And we see that he wants community for us because he created Eve for Adam. He said Adam needs a helper. I'm going to make a helper suitable for him. And notice that he said suitable for him, not just any helper. He gave him the wild animals, right? He gave him those wild animals to pick out and name, but Adam was like, none of these are going to do it for me. I'm sorry, none of them. And that's why God said, I'm going to make him one, because none of these are doing it for him. And if you wanted to know more about that and more of my reflection on that story and what I've realized for myself and just in relationships in general, check out my blog, faithismore.com. I'll put the link in the description box if you want to check out my blog and read about my reflection on Genesis 2. But that just shows us that God wanted companionship for us. God wanted community for us. That's why I created multiple people, not just one. Point number 2, relationships can be a support group. They can support you when you're down. They can encourage you when you're doubting. They can comfort you when you're hurting. They can hold you accountable when you're wanting to quit. They can just act as your support group when you just need, a friend and someone by your side to talk to, when you just need to release all your feelings to them. And again, emphasizing they're not going to be your support group if they're not the right relationship. Going back to those first 4 points. And number 3, as a third point, you need wise counsel. Now, this wise counsel is because we're not always right, believe it or not. And sometimes we just need advice, whether that's from a mentor, whether that's from a parent, or a person who's been walking with the Lord longer, or even just someone that you want to pray with to seek wisdom with to God, or someone who has specifically been seeking wisdom daily, asking God for wisdom, and has just been graced the gift of giving wise counsel. So going to them, we need wise advice, wise counsel. We can't always rely on ourselves. And sometimes when we're wanting to go to God and listen to what his advice is, sometimes our own desires can get in the way. And we think God said this, but no, honey, he didn't say that. So we need to go somewhere else and get confirmation or ask their advice, see if that's true or if that's a good route to take. Specifically, godly counsel. So wise godly counsel, someone who's going to go to God for wisdom and not just their own mind, because they can also be tricked too by their flesh. So if you like this video, then click the like button, or if it made you think anything like that, just click the like button. Subscribe for more videos like this, for Christian videos, for Christian advice, for hair videos, hopefully, living lifestyle, I don't know, we're gonna see. Leave a comment if you have more questions that you think we should ask for relationships, if you have more reasons why we need relationships, if you have relationship advice, any questions for me, any suggestions in future videos, anything like that. Feel free to comment below and share this video if it helped you. Share it with someone else who you think it'll help too. So thank you for watching and checking it out. I appreciate it.